Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, every time I put out these videos to say that the Nigerian state is lawless and there is no law in Nigeria, and Malam Buhari has effectively suspended the legal system in Nigeria and is now made himself the law of the country, anytime I put out these videos to point this out, people come for me. They accuse me of being bitter, of tribalism. They say because we have an Adeleke as a president, that is why I'm angered and all this kind of stuff. But really, everything that comes out of the Nigerian state speaks to this. It's a lawless country, as we know. It's just reverted to base instincts. So they are now living on base instincts. Nigeria is now a state of nature country, and the state of nature is how animals live. So you go into the forest, for instance, into the jungle, and then the lion picks the gazelle because he has that power over it, and there's nothing that stops him then from asserting that power over him because he has that power over him. So it's just a state of nature country, and we're living on base instincts in that country. And really, it all goes down to the fact that it's now a lawless country, and the reason why it is a lawless country is because the president himself, the guy who has foisted himself on the Nigerian state as the president, has placed himself above the law of the country, and he has now decided that he is the law of the country, and what he decides is law. And the examples are how the law of the country will say release Dasuki, and he will say no, I want him in jail. And the law of the country will say that the chief justice of the federation is at the purview of the judicial system, and he will say no, he will suspend, he will sack him and replace him with a Fulani man. So he does all these things which places him above the law of the country. You will remember during the elections that he was directing the forces to deal with the Nigerian people ruthlessly. You know, this is the sort of language that he's using. So effectively, he has placed himself above the law of the country. So now this lawlessness is now permeating throughout all of the system in Nigeria. And this is yet another example now of when Buhari doesn't get his way, he then just brings the apparatus of the state to bear in spite of what the legal system says. So guys, I bring you this. Police arrest dancing Senator Adeleke to be arraigned tomorrow. Dancing senator and uncle of singer Davido Adeleke has been arrested by men of the Nigerian police force. Adeleke was taken into custody this evening, Monday, May 6th, and will be arraigned in court tomorrow, Tuesday, May 7th. Confirming his arrest, spokesman of the Nigerian police force, Frank Mba, said, Senator Adeleke is currently in police custody. He was taken into custody in the evening of today, 6th May 2019, in connection with ongoing criminal investigations touching on his person. Meanwhile, in the best tradition of natural justice and fair hearing, he has already been served with the relevant charge sheet containing his alleged offenses in the presence of his attorneys. He will be arraigned in a competent court of law tomorrow, 7th of May 2019. So there you have it. Senator Adeleke, who won the Osun State governorship election, not the presidency, but the Osun State governorship election, Senator Adeleke, who the Osun State people elected as their governor, but who then Buhari said it was not his choice and therefore dismissed the election, the will of the Osun State people, the election that took place, and instead installed his minion there. And this Senator Adeleke now, because the cheating was so glaring, has now gone to court to see if he can assert his rights through the legal system, and is fighting that battle and is won one round. So this guy now that is in battle with Buhari and his party to salvage his mandate that has been given to him by his own people from Buhari and Buhari's chosen man. This man that is in battle with him has now been picked up by the Nigerian police forces and has been detained to be arraigned in court for reasons that they say has been explained to his attorneys, but no doubt we'll be finding out what those reasons are in a very short while. So now this is the state of play in Nigeria. Anybody that does not follow the law of Buhari, not the law of Nigeria, but the law of Buhari, is quickly detained by one of the apparatus of state and held in detention and kept away. Go speak to Dasuki. So now Saraki, I brought you that story yesterday when the EFCC is now asking the Kwara state government to provide all the invoices of every biro and every sachet of pure water that Saraki bought during his two-term tenure as governor of that state, because they want to probe him and jail him because he was opposed to Buhari as well. So a state of nature is now where we are in the Nigerian state. So now the PDP have come out to take a position on this. So the headline: PDP condemns arrest of Senator Adeleke, says is recipe for crisis. The PDP has condemned the arrest and detention of its member, Senator Adeleke. The party, in a statement released by spokesperson Kola Ologbondiyan, says the arrest is a recipe for disaster. The People's Democratic Party informs the nation that the police today, Monday, May 6, 2019, arrested and detained our victorious candidate in the Osun State governorship election, Senator Adeleke, in total disregard to the extant order of the Federal High Court. This is highly provocative. It is an invitation to anarchy and recipe for a serious crisis, not only in Osun State, but also in the judiciary and in our polity as a nation. The arrest and detention of Senator Adeleke is a direct act of violence against our laws, the institution of the judiciary, and the 1999 Constitution as amended. This is part of a grand plot by the All Progressive Congress APC to coerce Senator Adeleke to relinquish the mandate that was freely given to him by the people of Osun State, which was further established by the Election Petition Tribunal. The plot is to drag Senator Adeleke before an ostensibly compromised magistrate court over the same issues of alleged forged school testimonial that is already before the Federal High Court, with a view to using such corridor to secure a stampeded trial and hurried conviction and put him out of circulation over trumped-up charges. The heinous calculation by the APC is to ensure that Senator Adeleke is not free to be sworn in as governor of Osun State, as they know he will surely obtain justice and retrieve his stolen mandate at the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. The police arrested Senator Adeleke on the guise of an invitation, despite the direct orders of the Federal High Court restraining it and its agents from arresting and detaining him on account of statement of result and testimonial duly issued by Eden Muslim Grammar School, Ede, pending the determination of the originating summons pending in the court. Senator Adeleke, as a law-abiding citizen, honored an invitation by the police only for him to be arrested and detained in a dingy facility in Maitama in direct affront to the order of the Federal High Court. The PDP holds that any arraignment of Senator Adeleke in a magistrate court for a matter that is already being heard by the Federal High Court is a calculated plot to cause crisis in the judicial system, enmesh the matter in unnecessary controversy as a pathway to truncate the course of justice in his matter. The PDP therefore demands forthwith the immediate and unconditional release of Senator Adeleke by the police. This demand is predicated on fear already in the public space that there is a plot by certain elements to poison him in detention. The PDP therefore cautions those playing the script of the APC with regards to Senator Adeleke to retrace their steps and allow the people of Osun State state to move ahead with their preferred governor. Nothing, not even their heinous plot, will subvert this reality. So it is really quite unbelievable what is going on in Nigeria. It is beyond belief. It's almost incomprehensible. So you have a federal high court sitting on a matter, which is the matter of this Senator Adeleke's certificate, which they are alleging whether it's true or false, and that matter is being heard at the federal high court at the moment. And the federal high court has now notified the police authorities that this matter is with the courts and a determination is being made on this matter. So now if the police arrest him for this forged or no forged certificate, what will they do? They will arraign him in front of a court. Which court will they arraign him in front? They will arraign him in front of a magistrate court. So now a federal court is several steps higher than a magistrate court. So if the matter that you are looking to arraign him before a court for is already with the court, then what really are you then doing by conning him to come to your offices on a lie, only to then arrest and detain him and say that you are arraigning him in front of a magistrate court on a matter that is already with the federal high court? So this is really effectively yet again Malam Buhari putting himself at above the law of the country. This is a literal example of the Buhari administration putting itself above the law of the country, because the law of the country has taken a position and the Buhari administration has said that their position is different from the position of the law of the country, and because they hold all the powers of state, they are holding all the apparatus of force. They are now using that apparatus of force to force their will against the Nigerian state and against the law of the land. So this is effectively what is happening. It's staggers belief. It's baffling. Total disregard for the rule of law under this Buhari regime. But then this is something that we have now grown accustomed to. But this is not something that we should grow accustomed to, because if we do not have the rule of law, then we revert to a state of nature where the strongest will eat up the weakest, and anybody can effectively come into your house and take over your house if they can overwhelm you with force and power. This is effectively the prescription that is being prescribed, because if there is no law that can be obeyed and the rule of law, the rule of force is the rule that's the whole sway, then really is base instincts. It's like winner takes all, the strongest win. This is just animal-like behavior. So the animalistic style of government that we're experiencing in Nigeria at the moment is the subject of this video. Conversations around this. Senator Adeleke has been arrested to be arraigned on charges that is already in court for. This is a new development. This is a new legal statute. Maybe the English and the Americans can come learn some new law in Nigeria, because it looks as though the Buhari administration is now reinventing law and the rule of law. So breaking developments in Nigeria, they are charting new paths. It's effectively a military regime, really, what we have now, because there's really no difference. We're being ruled by a Supreme Military Council with a head of state rather than a president. That is effectively what I see. So what do you see? Conversations around this in the comment section. But before you come join me to have this conversation about Senator Adeleke, Malam Buhari, Davido, and the rule of law in Nigeria, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray. Click on the bell button, that way you are notified every time I drop a new video. Then come have a chat with me about the goings on within the Nigerian legal system in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, meet you in the comment section, but here I say peace.